Hey YouTube, what's up? TheWaddleGames here and doing something a bit different that I don't normally do. I've been playing a lot of League of Roblox. Anyone who's in the League of Roblox group knows how much I play this game and how much I complain about the balance, let's say. But what I wanted to do is I wanted to try to give a guide of all the champions in the game and then hopefully eventually get to things like items and maps and maybe even composition one day, but I don't think this game has that deep of a player base. Oh well, so this first video is on the first champion you see on the champion select screen, Builderman. Builderman is classified as a durable disruptor. He is a champion that can deal decent damage while being able to definitely take the damage, more so that he can give out. He's really good against any hero that uses skills. You know, Night Galated, Shadletsky, not so much Shylock, but those types of heroes that rely on basic attacks for their skills for their auto attacks. He's a good counter against them. He also has toughness buff to negate that damage. His abilities. His one is just an AoE move. It does okay damage. It knocks enemies away. Good for denying skill shots or messing up their aiming, since when they get knocked back, it sort of turns their character model around, so then that can mess up aims. They're aiming on some moves. That's one of the good things about Stickmaster Luke. We'll get to later. His 2 is probably one of his best moves. It's a heal, and it's a toughness buff. It buffs him for half of his toughness. He gets that in additional toughness, and he also heals for, I think, 1/8 of his maximum health, which is obviously better the more health you get. His 3 is a move called Hard Hat. It's like a tackle. It has a, I think a half a second delay on the startup, and then he charges ahead, he slows anyone in front of him, and he does moderate damage. By the way, that damage does increase if you use your Builderman toughness buff before it, since that move scales off of toughness, so does the hammer swing. And his ultimate, which is arguably one of the better ones in the game, is Shake the Base Plate. It's awesome. Basically you go up into the air, you activate your Super Slam Jam powers, you slam it to the ground, and then you knock up all the foes around you. What you do after this is pretty much up to you. You can use Hard Hat to slow them, you can use your Hammer Swing to knock them away, and it makes it a great initiator to a fight, and allows fighters to follow up with their own moves. Good for setting up moves for your mage-type characters like Matt Dusek and characters along that line. The pros of Builderman: he's tanky, he can do decent damage, he is awesome damage mitigation against skills heroes, but I have to get to his weaknesses now, and his counters. Counters for Builderman: any ranged hero that does not require you to get close to him. Oblivious Panther, not Stickmaster Luke. Matt Dusek, those mage-type heroes, those are good counters to Builderman. He has a hard time dealing with them since he's not a resistance tank. And for other counters, I would just say ranged heroes in general, since Hard Hat it's an okay approach, but it has that delay on the startup, which you have to work around. And the cons of Builderman: obviously, his weakness to mages, his damage is not that great, and because of the changes to turrets, he's no longer OP at tanking turrets like he once used to. And just as a general rating system, I'm going to try to categorize the heroes into different tiers. 5 different tiers. The best, which are heroes you should have in any composition. The great heroes, which are heroes that you can still use, not as good as the best, obviously. The average tier, which is just for those okay heroes. Subpar, which is below that, and then you have the bad, which I think is pretty self-explanatory. As for where Builderman is, I would put him in the great tier. In my experiences playing him, he's able to at least chip away about 1/3 of a player's health, provided they don't counter Builderman's build of items. And he's really good at damage and tanking, especially the tanking part. He's better than daily basis Flare Blast. He's probably the best toughness tank right now that's actually built for tanking. Oh, I forgot item build. For what you should build on Builderman, do not build skills ever. Just all it does is increases that basic attack damage, which is low anyways. It's like a 30% scaling, not worth it at all. You should just go toughness and health. If your enemies have more hacks heroes than skills heroes, then definitely prioritize health over toughness, since, well, your toughness isn't going to do diddly squat against them. So I put Builderman in the great tier because of his pros being able to outweigh his cons, and that's pretty much it. That's I can't show video gameplay for these things because it would not work out the best for me. But anyways, that's the first of my guides. That one was pretty self-explanatory for Builderman. I'll see you on the next guide where we will cover Shadletsky.